Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to break through? Are you ready to step into the most powerful version of yourself? Because if you are, I'm telling you right now, it's time to stop living your life for everyone else. It's time to stop being available for every person, every request, every demand. You are not here to serve the masses. You are here to serve yourself first, and the world will follow. Listen to me right now. There is an epidemic going on in our society, and it's time we address it. People are drowning in the noise, drowning in the constant demand to be available for everyone around them. You're giving your time, your energy, your value, and yet, what are you getting in return? I'll tell you what, you're getting depleted, you're getting drained, and you're getting disrespected. And you know what? It's your fault. Your time and energy are your most valuable assets. Yet, far too often, we give them away without hesitation, allowing others to dictate how we spend our days. Every request, every call, every favor pulls from your finite pool of energy, and the more you give away, the less you have for yourself. The truth is, if you keep saying yes to everyone else, you'll eventually have nothing left to give to what truly matters: your dreams, your goals, your future. We've all been there. Someone asks for your help, and because you want to be liked, because you want to be seen as helpful, you say yes. Maybe it's a family member who needs a hand, a colleague who requires your expertise, or a friend who's going through a tough time. There's nothing wrong with being generous, but when you start saying yes to everything, you deplete your energy reserves, and over time, you'll find yourself burned out, unproductive, and resentful. You've been spreading yourself thin for others, but no one has been guarding your energy in return. What's even more dangerous is when you become so accustomed to being available to everyone that you begin to neglect yourself. You forget that you are the most important project in your life. Your dreams, your potential, your mission. All of these are the foundation of everything you will ever achieve. But when your time is constantly being pulled in different directions, you lose sight of your own vision. You stop making progress on the things that truly matter to you, and you start living for others instead of yourself. So, how do you protect your time and energy? First, you must become hyper aware of how you spend your days. Look at how you allocate your time and who you're giving it to. Are these people, these tasks contributing to your goals? Are they helping you grow? Or are they simply draining you with no return on investment? If the answer is the latter, it's time to set boundaries. This doesn't mean you need to be harsh or dismissive, but it does mean you need to start saying no more often. Saying no doesn't make you selfish, it makes you strategic. It means you're prioritizing the things that will bring you closer to the life you're creating, the person you're becoming. And when you begin to say no to the distractions, you create space for what truly matters. You'll find that by protecting your energy, you not only become more productive, but also more fulfilled because you're working on the things that align with your purpose. Start small. Begin by identifying the things in your life that aren't serving you. Ask yourself, is this request moving me toward my goals? Is this energy exchange going to help me become the person I want to be? If the answer is no, then it's time to step back. It's okay to set limits. In fact, it's necessary. When you learn to protect your time and energy, you begin to operate from a place of strength, not exhaustion. You create a powerful momentum in your life, one that moves you forward instead of keeping you stuck in a cycle of pleasing everyone else. The more you respect your own time and energy, the more others will too. You teach people how to treat you by how you treat yourself. If you constantly give, constantly make yourself available, you train others to take advantage of your generosity. But when you start saying no and protecting your time, you send a clear message that your energy is precious, that you are not someone who can be easily drained. Setting high standards for yourself is not just about expecting more, it's about demanding more from your environment, your relationships, and your work. Too often, we settle for less than we deserve because we've been conditioned to believe that compromise is necessary. We've been told that to get ahead, we must lower our expectations to fit into the mold of what's available. But I'm here to tell you that the moment you stop compromising and start setting standards, that's when your life will begin to shift. Your standards are the invisible framework that shapes your reality. They govern how you see yourself, how you interact with others, and how you navigate challenges. When your standards are high, you operate from a place of confidence and power. You refuse to settle for anything that doesn't align with your potential, your vision, and your worth. This doesn't mean you demand perfection or expect everything to go your way. What it means is that you value yourself enough to reject mediocrity and embrace what you deserve. High standards are not about expecting others to meet your needs or satisfy your desires. They're about holding yourself accountable for your own actions, behavior, and outcomes. They're about showing up every day with intention and purpose, refusing to let distractions, excuses, or laziness get in the way of your progress. When you set high standards, you become someone who is known for their excellence, their consistency, and their dedication. You become someone who doesn't just talk about success, but lives it. But here's the kicker: you can't set high standards for yourself without first believing that you're worthy of them. This is where the real work begins, within yourself. If you don't believe that you deserve to have high standards, you'll continue to tolerate mediocrity both in yourself and in others. You'll make excuses, justify your actions, and settle for what's easy. But when you recognize your worth, you step into a new realm of possibility. You start to realize that the world doesn't owe you anything, but it will give you everything you're willing to demand of it. Setting high standards means saying no to things that no longer serve you, no to people who drain your energy, no to situations that undermine your potential. It's about taking control of your environment and refusing to let negativity, self-doubt, or toxic influences hold you back. It's about eliminating the distractions that pull you away from your goals and making space for what truly matters. When you set high standards, you're not just protecting your time and energy, you're protecting your future. But let's be clear, setting high standards isn't about being rigid or inflexible. It's about holding yourself to a level of excellence that challenges you to grow and evolve. It's about pushing past your comfort zone, embracing discomfort, and stepping into your full potential. The higher your standards, the more you raise your expectations for the life you want to create. The more you refuse to settle for anything less than extraordinary, the more extraordinary your life will become. It starts with you. It starts with your mindset, your choices, and your commitment to doing whatever it takes to become the best version of yourself. When you set high standards, you're not just aiming for success, you're aiming for significance. You're not just chasing goals, you're building a life of purpose and fulfillment. You're not just living in the moment, you're shaping the future you deserve. The moment you set high standards is the moment your life begins to reflect the greatness you've always known was within you. Becoming a force instead of a doormat means recognizing your own power and standing firm in your worth. Too many people spend their lives being walked on, treated like they're expendable, or allowing others to dictate their every move. They say yes when they mean no. They sacrifice their needs and desires to please others. They ignore the voice within them that screams for something more. But let me tell you something. When you allow others to walk all over you, you lose control over your own life. You lose the ability to shape your future. You lose your power. To be a force, you must first realize that you have the ability to shape every aspect of your existence. You are not a passive participant in this world. You are an active creator of your reality. But you can't create anything meaningful if you're constantly letting others take up your space, dictate your time, and diminish your energy. Being a force means having the courage to stand up for what you want, to declare what you're worthy of, and to refuse to accept anything less. It's about taking responsibility for your life and the outcomes you're creating, no matter what external circumstances may arise. When you become a force, you stop letting life just happen to you. You stop waiting for permission. You stop looking for validation. Instead, you begin to act with purpose, knowing that your decisions have weight and impact. You no longer shrink in the face of fear, uncertainty, or rejection. You walk into every situation with the confidence that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. You don't back down. You don't compromise. You stand firm in your beliefs, your goals, and your values. Being a force is not about being aggressive or domineering. It's about being unapologetically yourself. It's about knowing what you stand for and acting accordingly. People who are forces don't let others take advantage of them because they set clear boundaries. They communicate their needs. They honor their time, and they demand respect. They know that they are valuable, and they won't tolerate being treated like they are anything less. When you start to assert your worth, you begin to attract the right people, the right opportunities, and the right circumstances. You no longer waste time on relationships that drain you, jobs that hold you back, or habits that keep you stuck. You recognize that every decision you make is a reflection of how you see yourself. The more you honor your value, the more the world will mirror that back to you. People will start respecting you because you respect yourself. Opportunities will start flowing to you because you have put in the work to become someone who is worthy of them. And the most important part, you will be living your life on your own terms, not the terms set by others. Becoming a force doesn't happen overnight. It's a choice that you make every day. It's a decision to stop playing small, to stop letting fear dictate your actions, and to stop allowing others to walk over you. It's about stepping into your full potential, embracing your power, and refusing to settle for anything less than what you deserve. The moment you decide to become a force, your life will change. You will no longer be a passive participant. You will become an unstoppable force of nature, a living example of what happens when someone chooses to take control of their own destiny. Investing in what truly matters means making conscious choices about where you spend your time, energy, and resources. It's about focusing on the things that will drive your growth and lead you to your ultimate goals, and saying no to everything else that doesn't align with your vision. So often, we find ourselves caught up in the hustle of life, responding to every demand, reacting to every distraction, and trying to please everyone around us. But let me tell you, that is the path to exhaustion, frustration, and unfulfilled potential. The key to living a life of purpose is learning to direct your efforts toward what actually matters. Ask yourself this: what are the things that will truly move you closer to the person you want to become? What are the investments that will help you grow, evolve, and achieve your vision? It's not about doing everything or being everywhere. It's about doing what is most meaningful and impactful. This could mean investing in your health, your knowledge, your relationships, or your personal growth. These are the things that will fuel your long-term success and fulfillment, not the constant barrage of external demands and distractions. Too often, we fall into the trap of thinking that every opportunity or person that crosses our path is worth our time and attention. We say yes to things that sound good in the moment, but ultimately, they pull us away from what we're truly passionate about. We start to feel scattered, overwhelmed, and out of alignment with our goals. The truth is, we only have a limited amount of time and energy. If we're not careful about where we invest it, we risk losing ourselves in the process. Investing in what matters also means surrounding yourself with the right people. The people you choose to spend your time with will either lift you up or drag you down. If you are constantly surrounded by individuals who are negative, unmotivated, or focused on small thinking, their energy will seep into your own. But when you choose to spend time with those who inspire you, challenge you, and push you to grow, you elevate your own potential. These relationships become a catalyst for your success and a constant reminder of what's possible when you surround yourself with people who believe in you and your vision. On the flip side, investing in what matters means cutting ties with things and people that drain you. It might be hard at first, but you have to be willing to walk away from relationships, activities, or even job opportunities that no longer serve your greater purpose. This doesn't mean you need to be harsh or dismissive, but it does mean recognizing that your energy is precious and it should be used wisely. Sometimes the hardest part of investing in what matters is saying no to things that, on the surface, seem good, but are ultimately distractions from your true path. The most successful people in the world are not those who try to do everything or be everything for everyone. They are the ones who have mastered the art of prioritizing their time, focusing their energy, and investing in the things that will propel them forward. By doing so, they are able to create extraordinary results because they are not scattered, they are laser, focused on what truly matters. The key to building a life of success and fulfillment is not about doing more, it's about doing what matters most and saying no to everything else. The more you invest in what's truly important, the more you will see your life transform in ways you never imagined possible. Saying no to mediocrity is about refusing to settle for a life that doesn't align with your potential. So many people live in a state of quiet resignation, accepting what comes their way and convincing themselves that it's enough. They've convinced themselves that mediocrity is okay because it's comfortable, because it's easy, and because it doesn't require the effort or courage to pursue something greater. But here's the reality: mediocrity is the enemy of greatness. And if you continue to allow it in your life, you'll never experience the extraordinary outcomes you're capable of achieving. Saying no to mediocrity starts with recognizing that you have a choice. You have the power to determine your level of excellence. No one else can make that decision for you. Every single day, you are faced with choices, and those choices either move you closer to your highest potential or push you further away from it. You can either show up in life with a commitment to greatness, or you can coast through life doing the bare minimum and hoping that things will magically fall into place. But let me tell you, this hope is not a strategy. Success is the result of consistent, intentional effort. If you're constantly accepting mediocrity in your thoughts, your actions, and your habits, you will never see the results you're capable of. When you make the decision to say no to mediocrity, you're making a commitment to step up your game. You're no longer satisfied with the bare minimum. You refuse to accept a life that's anything less than extraordinary. Mediocrity is a form of self-sabotage. It's telling yourself that you're not worthy of more, that you don't have the skills or the capability to rise above average. But the truth is, you are more than capable. You have the ability to do extraordinary things if you're willing to put in the work, to make the sacrifices, and to hold yourself to a higher standard. Saying no to mediocrity means embracing the discomfort that comes with pushing yourself beyond your limits. It means taking risks, stepping into uncertainty, and choosing the path that challenges you rather than the one that's easiest. It means being willing to fail and learn from those failures instead of letting them define you. It means holding yourself accountable even when no one else is watching and refusing to settle for anything less than your absolute best. Most importantly, saying no to mediocrity requires a shift in mindset. You must believe that you are worthy of greatness, that you have something unique to offer the world, and that your contribution matters. Mediocrity thrives in the absence of self-belief. It creeps in when you doubt yourself, when you question your abilities, or when you shrink away from challenges. But when you choose to believe in your potential and commit to your highest vision, mediocrity no longer has a place in your life. You must also be willing to say no to the distractions, the habits, and the influences that keep you stuck in a cycle of mediocrity. This might mean walking away from relationships that drain you, avoiding environments that encourage complacency, or cutting out habits that prevent you from growing. You are the sum of the people you surround yourself with and the actions you take every day. If you continue to accept mediocrity in your environment, it will be much harder to break free from it. Saying no to mediocrity is not a one-time decision. It's a daily commitment to raising your standards and doing whatever it takes to achieve the level of excellence you know you are capable of. It's about being relentless in your pursuit of greatness and never allowing yourself to settle for less than extraordinary. The moment you make this decision is the moment your life begins to change. Mediocrity no longer has a hold over you because you've chosen a path of excellence, and that path will lead you to places beyond what you could ever imagine. Declaring your value is one of the most powerful actions you can take in life. It's about understanding who you are, what you bring to the table, and making sure that the world sees and respects that value. For far too long, many people undervalue themselves, thinking that they have to prove their worth through endless effort, sacrifice, or approval seeking. They allow external circumstances and the opinions of others to determine their sense of value. But here's the truth: you are valuable right now, just as you are. And it's time to declare that value with confidence. When you declare your value, you stop seeking validation from others. You no longer wait for someone else to recognize your worth. You recognize it within yourself first, and once you do, it's impossible for anyone to ignore it. This doesn't mean you become arrogant or boastful, but rather that you own your power, your skills, and your potential. You stop shrinking yourself to fit into other people's expectations, and instead, you step into your authentic self with pride. When you declare your value, you send a powerful message to the world that you are not here to play small. Declaring your value also means setting boundaries. You start to recognize that not every opportunity, relationship, or request deserves your time, attention, or energy. You become intentional about where you direct your focus. You refuse to settle for less than you deserve because you know that your time is precious. You no longer let others take advantage of your generosity or exploit your talents. You begin to demand the respect you deserve because you understand that your value is not up for negotiation. One of the biggest obstacles to declaring your value is self-doubt. Many people struggle with imposter syndrome, constantly questioning whether they are worthy of success or if they really have something valuable to offer. But let me tell you, this self-doubt is the enemy of progress. It holds you back from stepping into your greatness and taking the actions that will propel you forward. The only way to overcome self-doubt is to take action. Every time you step forward, despite the fear, despite the uncertainty, you reinforce the belief that you are worthy, that you are capable, and that you are valuable. Your value is not determined by your past mistakes or your current struggles. It is inherent in who you are as a person. When you declare your value, you also begin to attract the right people and opportunities into your life. The moment you start owning your worth, you stop attracting people who want to take advantage of you or treat you like an option. Instead, you begin to draw in those who recognize your worth, those who want to support and elevate you, those who see your potential and are eager to see you succeed. Declaring your value creates an energetic shift that aligns you with the right opportunities because the world starts to see you as someone who deserves success and abundance. But it's not just about attracting the right people and opportunities. It's about transforming your own mindset. Declaring your value means shifting from a scarcity mindset where you feel like there's never enough to go around to an abundance mindset where you know that your value is limitless and there is more than enough success, love, and opportunity to go around. When you operate from a place of abundance, you stop competing with others. Instead, you support them, you collaborate, and you celebrate their successes because you know there is room for everyone to thrive. Declaring your value is a declaration of self-worth and self-respect. It's about stepping into your power, knowing that you are worthy of greatness, and refusing to settle for anything less than what you deserve. It's about being unapologetic in your pursuit of your dreams and your vision for your life. When you declare your value, you stop waiting for permission and you start creating your own path.